Back on Wall Street, trade war anxiety is hurting markets today. The Dow is falling about 1.7%, down 436 points right now. And the tech-heavy NASDAQ, where a lot of this concern is focused, diving more than 2% on the heels of reports that the president will be cracking down on Chinese investments in tech firms. Weighing in on these developments in a First on CNBC interview, we're joined by White House National Trade Council Director Peter Navarro. Welcome, sir.
Great to be here with you today.
We'd love for you to clarify what exactly the administration is planning. Your colleague, Secretary Mnuchin, earlier today said that the president is not aiming this at China specifically, but actually at all countries. Is that right?
Let me be really clear. There's no plans to impose investment restrictions on any countries that are interfering in any way with our country. This is not the plan. All we're doing here with the president's trade policy is trying to defend our technology when it may be threatened. So this whole idea that somehow there's going to be investment restrictions to the world, please discount that. I would say more broadly, I think today's market action is a very large overreaction. What we have here with Trump trade policy is a tremendous success for this country and for this market. It's very bullish. We've got manufacturers at the highest level of optimism. Let me just finish. I think it's important to put this in context.
1 second.
Sure.
On what you said about Secretary Mnuchin's comments, so you're saying there are no plans to impose investment restrictions on any countries. So why is he suggesting the plans are for all countries that may be taking our tech?
Let me be clear. All we have done with a 301 investigation is to investigate what China was doing with our particular country with respect to technology. And all the president has done is to direct the Secretary of Treasury to come back with an assessment of that, which is due at the end of this month. And that assessment does not include any other countries. With respect to other countries, certainly we will defend ourselves against any threats to our technology, but as a practical matter, we have great relationship with much of the rest of the world, so that's not something the market should be worried about. In fact, our administration's defense of technology has been a tremendous boon to the NASDAQ, tremendous boon to the Russell. Basically, it's bullish if we are able to retain our intellectual property and our technologies. And if we just step back from this, again, I want to kind of paint the picture here. Things are bullish here in America. We got high consumer confidence, high investor confidence, high manufacturing confidence. We've got a manufacturing index that's off the charts. All the tariffs that the president has put in place has triggered new investment here in America, both by domestic firms and by foreign firms. We're going to hit 4% growth rate. We've got the lowest level of employment, particularly in the African American and Hispanic communities. So, yeah, I look at the stock market today, I'm thinking, what's going on here when, in fact, everything is bullish? And I think what's going on here is simply some misunderstandings about where this president is headed. All this president wants is free, fair, reciprocal trade. And by taking a tough stand on countries that have high tariff barriers who restrict our investment, that's going to lead us to a better place.
Mr. Navarro, if the stock market sell-off continued and proliferated, would that lead you to potentially change direction on this tack? Do you keep an eye on what the market's interpretation is every day?
So I'm just a foot soldier, part of a big team. The eye that we have on the ball is a strong manufacturing base, a strong defense industrial base, a workforce that works with their hands, that makes good wages. And everything that the president's doing, whether it's deregulation, tax cuts, trade policy, unleashing our energy sector, is taking us beautifully in that direction. I mean, investors should think about where this country is going. This country is going to a beautiful place right now in terms of growth, in terms of increased real wages without inflation. And this is where we want to be. This is something that you could only dream about before this election. And the president's had 16 months to basically move this ship. It's moving speedily in the right direction in smooth seas. And the trade policy is an important part of that.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.